my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you a comparison between the Chanel Classic wallet on chain and then the Trendy CC wallet on chain. And the Trendy CC one just came out for the Spring Act 1 collection for 2018 and it is practically brand new. So I'm going to show you the differences and the similarities between the two here. So these are the two wallet on chains we are going to be comparing. This one here is the Classic and then this is the Trendy. So as you can see right away, there is a difference in the style of quilting. This has the Classic diamond quilt and then this one is the chevron quilt. Looking at the top, there is just the standard flap here, but then on the Trendy you do have that gold bar and then it does say Chanel on it. This one is in the light gold hardware and this one happens to be in the silver. They do make this one also in gold, but this one is only made in the light gold here. The chains are practically the same. This one just happens to have the light gold in the hardware and then the Classic has the silver. And the wallet on chains do have about a 2-inch difference strap drop. The Classic one here has a slightly longer chain than the Trendy here, but they both can be worn crossbody easily and they both have multiple options for shortening the chain so that way you can wear it just over the shoulder or as a clutch if you'd like. Going over the features of just the Classic here, so this is what the front looks like and it has the traditional CC logo here, and then on the back there is this smaller slip pocket right here. And then on the Trendy, this one has the turn clasp lock that's seen on a lot of their Classic flat bags. And then on the back, it does have a much larger pocket. This one spans the entire back of the bag and it is a lot deeper. So this one does hold a little bit more in the outside pocket here. The Classic one does have a snap closure here as opposed to the Trendy CC that does have that turn lock. And then on the top of this Classic one, it does have a zipper with a compartment that goes all the way down to the bottom. And then there is a pocket right here on the front. And then it opens up like this on the inside. So there is one main compartment. There are 6 card slots and then a zip compartment here. And then one last smaller slip pocket right here. And there are single gussets on either side. And then the chain is hidden behind this little leather piece here. Opening up the Trendy WOC here with the turn lock clasp. You see inside there is no zipper compartment up top here. And this one opens up with a double gusset on either side. For storage capabilities, there is one smaller slip pocket right here, 6 card slots right in here, one larger space right here, a zip compartment in the middle, another large space there, and then 6 more card slots right here, and then one more little slip pocket in the back. And then as you can see, there isn't any leather strap that's covering this chain. It is just open and you can pull it through like that. Another thing to note between the two are the materials. So while the Trendy, like I said, only comes in the light gold hardware and the Classic can come in all different finishes of hardware, there is also limited availability as to the leather types. So while the Classic can come in so many different types, including the caviar, calfskin, lambskin, then all different colors and finishes, the Trendy can only come in the lambskin. And since it is a seasonal bag, right now it is only coming in the chevron style, whereas the Classic can come in the quilted, chevron, boy, you name it, they always have something out here for it. This one does come in a variety of different colors this season, which I believe are limited to the black, a gray, a light pink, and I think there's also a blue out there. So there is a lot less variety with the Trendy CC WOC available right now, but maybe as it gains more momentum and popularity in the future, they'll come out with even more options. I believe the first time this debuted was last year and it came with the traditional quilted diamond pattern, so it was a lot more similar to this one. So they're kind of branching out, doing the chevron now, and then maybe in the future they'll do even more color options and leather options. And now I'm going to show you what each bag holds and how it holds it. Since they are set up slightly differently on the inside, you're going to have to fit your items in here just a little bit differently. So if you did watch my Trendy WOC CC review and what's in my bag, you'll have seen a lot of these items before. I'm not going to go quite as in depth as to what it holds in this video with all of the smaller little compartments, since we were just putting papers and stuff in there. They don't really affect the functionality or the space capacity of the bag. So I'm going to show you what the differences are between what each each one can hold, if one can hold more than the other one. So I'm just going to start with the Classic WOC here. We're just going to assume that the 6 slots in the back here are already filled with our ID and credit cards and things like that. And I'm just going to focus on filling the main pockets inside here. So I'm going to first start off with my keys. And this is just my Louis Vuitton key pouch with my keys inside. So you can see it's not completely flat. If you don't need to bring keys, or if you have a smaller set of keys, or maybe your husband's driving, you can easily put other items in this little pouch, which I included in another video as to what all can fit inside here. But we are just going to put that right inside the WOC here, just like that. I'm going to bring just a little compact hairbrush, and that is going to go right next to the key pouch. I have a lipstick, and this is a full-size Urban Decay lipstick, and that is going to go right on top of the key pouch. And then finally we have the cell phone, and that is going to go in this front pocket here. And this does have an OtterBox case on it, which is slightly larger. So if you did not have a case on your cell phone, then it would be able to fit much easier in there for you. But that does easily snap, and there is no distortion or anything on the sides. And so that is everything that can fit in here. So let's compare it to see how these items can fit in the new Trendy CC WOC. So again, I have my cell phone, the lipstick, compact hairbrush, and then my key pouch with either keys in it or any other items that I wanted to put inside of here. So we'll get this one opened up here. And it is slightly different on the inside. This one does have the 12 card slots, so right there it can already hold a little bit more. The way that the gussets are set up, it's a little bit easier to fit more items in this back pocket than in the front pocket. So I am first off going to take my key pouch and put it right in the back pocket here. And then the little brush is going to go right in next to it. Take my phone, I'm going to put that in the front pocket here. And then the same lipstick is going to go right on top of the key pouch. And this one you have to kind of crunch it in just a little bit more. It does close, but as you can see, the gussets are a little bit more strained. So I'm going to take the phone out, the lipstick out, the little brush, and then the key pouch. I'm going to put the key pouch in the front, the phone in the back, and then try the brush right there, and the lipstick here. Luckily, I was still able to close it, but as you can see, the gussets are stretched out on either side, and being the lambskin leather, this may permanently stretch this out over time if I were to overstuff it like this all the time. If you put these items in it for maybe half an hour or so, it should be okay, but if you put them in it, you were going out all day long and keeping it like this, having it kind of bang around on your shoulder, then that would probably eventually start to damage and stretch out that lambskin, and over time it would not hold its structure nearly as well. And then looking back inside, we have the lipstick, the little hairbrush, the key pouch, the phone, and then again pretending that there are 12 cards inside here. So between the two here, the Trendy does have a lot more card slots. So if you are somebody that carries a lot of credit cards and you want each one to have its own place and you don't want to put them anywhere else, I would go with the Trendy. The Classic though does have a lot of other smaller pockets that you could put other items in. So if you did want to put credit cards in those or other papers and keep those separated from other items, then the Classic would be the way to go. So another thing to note here with this back pocket, it is large enough to put your phone in. So this is an OtterBox case, which is a lot larger than a traditional case. So even if you had a smaller case, it would be able to fit much easier, but that easily fits right in there. So having the phone in the back pocket, it does take away a little bit of the space from this back interior pocket. It is similar to, I'll give you an example, the Louis Vuitton Pochette Matisse has 3 compartments with the back pocket like this that zips. If you put an item in the back pocket that zips, it is going to take away some of the space from one of those interior pockets. So it is kind of doing the same thing here where it's taking away some of that space. So you wouldn't be able to put your phone in here as well as the same quantity of items in here. But you would be able to fit those same items just in a little different setup here. So we have the key pouch, the brush, and then the lipstick on this interior pocket. And those close up just like that. And there is still some slight distortion in here, but not nearly as much when we had everything on the interior. And then this also makes it easier to get your phone in and out. The more and more you keep your phone back here, this is going to stretch out a little bit, so it'll be even easier to get your phone in and out. Right now it is a little bit tight, but as you use it more and more as a phone pouch, it'll be easier to get your phone in and out of. So going back and comparing each one based on its own specific features to help you make a decision as to which one you want, there are a few different categories that we're going to compare. From the material colors, leather types, and hardware finishes, you're going to want to go with the Classic WOC because there is such a variety of options. If you're not a fan of the light gold hardware and the lambskin chevron finish, you're going to want to go with the Classic WOC. The Trendy WOC also only comes out seasonally, so unless you are ready to go buy whatever they have in stock that day, you want to stick with the Classic WOC. They're always going to be available with all different styles that you might want. Now let's compare interior storage capacity and setup. So if you are somebody that likes to have a lot of different credit cards in their own individual slot, so that way it's easy to navigate and pick out the exact one you want, you're going to want to go with the Trendy because that one does have up to 12 card slots, whereas the Classic only has the 6. If you want to be able to access your phone quickly and have that on an outside pocket, again, the Trendy is your best option because it does have that larger exterior pocket. And if you like more of that classic style with turn lock clasp, which is really similar to the Classic flap, again, Trendy is the way to go. Now, if you want to hold a little bit more inside without it being bulky or potentially distorting the bag over time, the Classic WOC is the way to go because it does only have that one interior pocket as opposed to 2. It doesn't have that extra leather piece inside that takes up space. So it does hold a little bit more, and that could also be because it is the caviar material as opposed to the lambskin, which is a little bit softer and can move a little bit more. The caviar is going to stay more structured, so you can put your items in there and they won't move, whereas the lambskin is going to kind of form around the items. Especially if you use the same items over time, it will eventually mold to those, and it could possibly distort the bag into the shape around those items. So if you're looking at resale value of an item that you are going to want to be using all the time, I would recommend going with the caviar leather with the Classic WOC. If they do eventually make the Trendy WOC and a caviar leather option, that may be a way to go, but keep in mind with that metal bar on the top, that can also get a lot of hairline scratches and will possibly affect the resale value. So for now, there are just a lot fewer areas on the caviar Classic WOC that could potentially wear, and that will affect the resale value if you are comparing it to the current Trendy WOC now. Comparing the size of these bags, the Classic is slightly larger by about ½ an inch. As you can see from the top there, I have the bottoms lined up here. There's just about ½ an inch difference. And then in thickness wise, they are about the exact same, even though this one does have that double gusset set up on the inside. And then there is the top. And the backs. And then the bottoms. Another main difference with the bottom here is, if you can see, this one is a flat bottom, so when you're storing it, you can easily have it stand up just like that to store it. This one, however, is a curved bottom, which is fairly similar to some of the reissue flaps. So you can't stand it up like this because it is curved. So you're going to want to store it like this on its back, but you're going to want some type of padding underneath so that way it doesn't smash in and flatten the quilts on the bottom. But you can see how that's curved on the side. And so that's not going to stand up like that. And here is a side-by-side comparison of the insides. You can see the Trendy does open up a lot further. So if you're somebody that really wants to be able to get in there and look at all of their items, then the Trendy is the way to go in this regard, even though the Classic seems to hold just a little bit more. And that is all I have for you with the comparison of these two WOCs. If you did enjoy this video and you want to see more like it, just give me a thumbs up. And if you have any questions on either of these WOCs or you're considering getting one, definitely leave me a comment down below. I love to hear from you and chat about it. And if you haven't already done so, please hit the subscribe button just to make sure that you are notified whenever I make new videos, which is all the time. And until next time, thanks for stopping by.